Okay. 50 Shades of Grey, also known as 50 Shades of Bullshit, also known as 50 Shades of Awesome, also known as 50 Shades of Grey featuring 50 Cent, and many, many more. So this film, some of you read the book, so some of you already know what it's all about. It's about this woman named Anastasia Steele, played by Dakota Johnson, who is a college student, and she does this interview with a successful billionaire named Christian Grey, played by Jamie Dornan. And then suddenly they have this relationship, and Grey introduces her to BDSM, such as bondage, dominant, submissive, sex, fuck. And she has her views, and that is the story. Oh man, how am I gonna do this? Everyone, let me tell you about how I first heard of 50 Shades of Grey. It all started when me and my college friends, a whole bunch of guys and a very few girls, were hanging out at an apartment, and one of the girls introduced the novel, so me and all the guys went in a circle and read the book in bed, reading the erotic scenes, using silly voices, laughing while the girl was pretty creeped out. Then I realized how much people hate this book and why it's so bad, and then I see why some people like the novel, so then I got curious. And that is when I read the 3 books. Oh, shut up. I was bored, okay? And I just gotta say... let's just say... I don't understand. Now, I'm not here to review the book. I am here to strictly talk about the movie. And when I heard that this movie was coming out, I was extremely skeptical. And I was pretty much at the borderline. I wasn't sure how it was going to work. So, after watching the film, let's start by talking about the positives. First off, this film was shot beautifully and marvelously, and it feels like you're in the real thing. Dakota Johnson did a really decent job, even though sometimes her character sometimes wouldn't. You believe her character from the book, and she was able to shine the character onto the screen greatly. Sometimes. And she is not that annoying like she was in the book. But then you come across issues that make you want to scratch your head. And I have 2 main issues with this movie. Main issues. And one of them is Jamie Dornan and some of the chemistry between Dakota Johnson and him. It's just weird and uncomfortable. Because you have a hard time believing the relationship. And it's mainly because of him. This guy ruins some of the movie for me. For the majority of the time, he just walks around with a frown on his face, he barely smiles, and when he does, it's awful. And when he interacts with Anna with that depressing mood, it just doesn't look right, and it makes you wonder why this woman would even bother stay with him. Well, okay, I guess those are the reasons, but he has this depressing mood, and even though he enjoys being with her, it feels like that both Anna and Christian are like business partners and they fuck all the time. And all Christian does is talk about her and this contract that Anna has to sign to be in this BDSM relationship. And that is another thing that really bothers me with this film. The structure. The film begins with Anna meeting Grey and they both talk, being awkward, and after 40 minutes from the start of the film, they finally have sex. And then you wonder to yourself, where are they gonna go from there? Well, the rest of the movie is just them walking around, having sex, walk around some more, have sex again, walk around, have sex some more, until the ending where things get real. And then the movie ends. It's like that in the book too, but remember, there are things in the book that works, and in this movie there are just a lot of things that just doesn't work. And because of that, it can be pretty numbing and dull at times. All they do is talk about the contract and Anna trying to convince Grey to be more like a normal boyfriend instead of this serious guy who goes against the norm, when it comes to relationships. And ever since their first lovemaking, everything just goes downhill. It's disappointing. The rest I could say about this film is that some of the dialogue in the script is not always top-notch. Because remember, this is coming from a book that has laughable writing. And the sex scenes kind of reminds me of the sex scenes from The Room. Only this time, Christian Grey doesn't have sex with Anna's belly button. I like some of the things in this film, but it's not enough to give this film a fresh rating. So I don't really know if I can recommend this film to you. I guess if you're a fan, then give this film a shot, but you're likely to be disappointed. But if you don't like the novels, then simple, don't see the movie. And I understand why people hate and love the trilogy. I came to this film skeptical as hell, choosing sides, and wondering what is so fascinating about the 50 Shades of Grey trilogy. Right, Anna Steele as Bella and Christian as Edward. But in the end, I'm gonna give 50 Shades of Grey 4 ties out of 10. Now I can't wait to see Kingsman. At least I don't have to come to the theater feeling skeptical. And then later in life, I'm going to have to see the sequels, once again entering the weirdness of Christian Grey. Yeah, there's still more to come. So, that is my take of 50 Shades of Grey. Thank you for watching. More reviews on the way.